Now, imagine this. You're 8 years old and from an abusive household. You're a victim of child neglect and abuse. And you do not have enough clothing, school supplies, and sometimes not even adequate food. Now, I want you to think of how this situation can get better. I've done extensive research on the District of Child Services, the statistics on child abuse and neglect, how child abuse and neglect affects the victims, and my grandma is a director for one of the DCS offices in Rossville. Now, statistically speaking, 9 out of 1,000 kids have been abused as a child, so it is quite possible that you or someone you know has been a victim of child abuse or neglect. Now, the organization that helps to ensure that those children live a better life is called the District of Child Services, and there's a District of Child Services in each state, and it's also abbreviated to DCS. And I will be telling you the statistics and impact of child abuse and neglect, what DCS is, and how they work to reduce child abuse and help the victims. But first, you need to know about the problem of child abuse and neglect. Now, child abuse and neglect is still a major problem in the U.S. Even though child abuse and neglect has been decreasing over the past few years, at least 670,000 children in the United States were found to be abused or neglected in 2018, according to data collected and published by the Administration for Children and Families. This only tells part of the story, however. According to data collected and published by the Children's Bureau in 2019, victims of child abuse and neglect can suffer from many different psychological consequences, like diminished executive functioning and cognitive skills, and other cognitive problems, like difficulties learning and paying attention, specifically in class. Also, according to a research article written by Peterson A.C., Joseph J., and Fate M., published by the National Research Council in 2014, victims are 3 times more likely to suffer from depression and anxiety, and they have an increased risk of substance abuse. Now that you know the problem of child abuse and neglect in the United States, I will be talking about the organization that helps those victims. Now, the District of Child Services helps victims of abuse and requires an effort from everyone to operate at 100%. Now, according to an article written and published by DCS in 2020, they are a branch of the state's social service department that protects children from abuse and neglect by partnering with families and communities to provide safe, nurturing, and stable homes for those victims. Now, DCS helps victims by giving them safe places to stay or relocating them to a safer place if their home is not suitable for them. And they have experts talk with those victims to make sure that they aren't overwhelmed by the process and to make sure that they're doing well mentally. Also, they give the victims any necessities that they might be lacking, like food, clothes, or even school supplies and toys if they have them. Now, to be able to provide those victims with the things they need, they often rely on supporters for donations like old clothes or toys or anything that they have on hand, which is why it is so important to donate to them. Because without those supporters, DCS would not have the resources to provide every child or victim with the necessities that they need or the extras. Now that you know the problem of child abuse and neglect in the United States, what DCS is, and how you can help them, let's return to the narrative. Now, your school counselor reported your situation to DCS, and you didn't think anything would happen though. However, soon enough, your case is filed, they come and find out that you are in an abusive home, and they rescue you from your abusive household and provide you with the basic necessities and extras like school supplies and toys. Now, brand new opportunities like those are provided every day across the United States because of DCS and their supporters. You too can help children in need by donating anything from money on their website to old school supplies or toys that you can ship right to their P.O. box on their website, which can easily be found at dcs.gov.